All your favorite products under one roof in Bahrain at 27-year-old Megamart and Macromart. Bakery, fresh meat and fish, fruits and vegetables, sweets and snacks, ready-to-eat foods, dairy products, grocery or consumer goods. To have a wonderful shopping experience, please visit your nearest Megamart Macromart branch. Megamart and Macromart, full of goodness.
Every piece of jewelry tells a story. Its raw beauty speaks of its natural origins. The brilliant design speaks of unparalleled craftsmanship. Its elegance evokes the passion and energy of those who wear it. With our stunning collection of fine jewelry, gemstones, pearls and diamonds, fine pieces in timeless designs and unspoken elegance. Al Siraj Jewelry. Our story, our pride.
വിഷമിക്കണ്ട, എല്ലാം ശരിയാവും.
ലുലു മണി, സ്നേഹപൂർവ്വം.
The exclusive franchisee of Cochin Kala Bhavan in Bahrain. With over a decade of existence in Bahrain, exclusive online regular classes have started for classical dances, music vocal, instrumental music, cinematic dance, Kathak, Zumba body fitness, karate and yoga, drawing, arts and craft, children's theatre. For more information, please call 39096845 3909 4806 38852397 or visit www.bahrainmediacity.com. iMac Cochin Kala Bhavan. Since 2006, Magnum Imprint have been offering high standards of quality with our professional team that delivers all your advertising and promotional requirements efficiently and promptly. Right from flyers, billboards, business cards, corporate gifts, and all your branding needs. At Magnum Imprint, we undertake laser cutting and CNC jobs. We ensure total product satisfaction at affordable rates. Magnum Imprint, your one-stop destination for all.
An award-winning serial entrepreneur, a name among the 50 most influential women in retail in the Middle East, recipient of the Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum Business Award for Entrepreneurship, Nada Alawi. The founder and creative director of Nada, an affordable luxury brand in Bahrain which transforms art into fashion accessories and lifestyle creations for people who love art. An MBA holder from the United States, Nada is also trained in Paris, Milan and London in the business of fashion and related subjects. Nada works with many artists in the region to transform their artworks into beautiful products and creations. Also the creator of a mini-series, Living in Art, she shows that anyone could be an art collector. Currently on the advisory board of the Royal University of Women College of Art and Design, she is a former board member of the Economic Development Board of Bahrain. Also a former board member of the Bahrain Bourse as well as the president of the Rotary Club of Salmania. Before entering the arts and fashion world, Nada was in the oil and gas field and co-founded the National Occupational Safety and Health. Prior to that, she was the vice president of sales and marketing for Trimax Industries in Houston, Texas, a drilling services company. A woman of substance who loves poetry, who transforms every piece of her chosen art into poetry, who loves traveling and discovering new places. Someone who enjoys good food, reading, writing, and outdoor walks in nature. Joining us on BIZTALK from BMC Global Live, Nada Alawi. Art of any kind is in itself a joy. When art becomes one's passion, and all the more when the person is talented and creative, the outcome is magic. One such woman who gives to the world lifestyle creations through her art, her very own luxury brand, Nada. None other than Bahraini entrepreneur Nada Alawi, joining me this evening on BIZTALK from BMC Global Live. Nada, good evening. Welcome to the show.
Good evening.
Thank you very much for taking your time to join us on this platform, which showcases successful business people.
It's my pleasure.
Of course, you're in every way fit to be on the seat, because how can you not be, being one of the 50 influential women
in the Middle East, yes, in retail actually.
Yes,
yeah.
Okay. So let's begin on that note. Nada.
Yes.
Such a beautiful piece. I'm a proud owner of two.
I'm so happy. I love it when I hear people talking about having pieces, and I get upset if they tell me that they're storing them and hiding them in their closets.
Yes, that happens. trust me, that happens because they're too delicate, too beautiful that you often take it, okay, let it be there. You know?
See, they are precious, but they can withstand. I think that you can even pass them on to your children later on after you're tired of wearing them. But for sure, they appear to be delicate. But then, what I want people to enjoy and feel the happiness through wearing the creations we make.
Mine is a beautiful yellow and blue combination,
Okay.
which I remember taking with me to London when I was on a conference, and I have it in a photograph of mine in front of the red telephone box.
Does it have a calligraphy or the feeling?
Yes, it
That's
has.
called Wishing Upon a Star. I
Okay.
used to remember all the names.
And I think the literature is with me still.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's part of it. I mean, I am very passionate about stories. I love stories. I
Yes.
love reading, and and I think we have so much stories in our culture that we need to pass them on to other people, and that's why every scarf has a name and a story in addition to the artist.
And that's one thing unique what I found about Another. Let's start on that. Tell
Okay.
us the story of Another.
So Aneda, okay, people get shocked when I tell them my background. I come from an oil and gas and consultancy background. Let's say that I had my fill of that, or I wanted to feel something different and I wanted to get a hobby. So I started to paint with a very famous Bahraini painter. And just being in that environment, it made me fall in love again and again with art. I've always had that in my background. I always wanted, since I was in school, to do the part where I beautify the research paper, right? To create beautiful exchange cards or business cards, and I think that's when my graphic design journey started. But then I went to a different world, which is the consultancy in oil and gas and occupational health and safety. And then I went back to it, I think, after many, many years. And when I was exposed to the art world, I felt that it's selfish not to share it with the world. This beauty needs to be exposed. And that's, I think, one of the most important purposes that I have in Aneda is to give happiness through art. And that's, what we're doing right now with Aneda. Yes, scarves were the first way for us to enter the market and get exposed to people, because in my head, the transition of a painting, it looks like a scarf. That's my logic, I guess. And then now we've moved to many lines. So we do stationery, we do apparel, we do homeware. So there are so many lines in addition to scarves or accessories that we are currently involved in.
But scarves, I think, remain your signature.
That's correct. That's
Isn't
correct.
it?
Yeah.
And tell me more about the art, or the designs. Of course, one is culture.
Yeah.
Or do you get inspired from your other observations? How do you find out the pictures or the artwork? How do you finalize it?
So again, it's a work of love. It's labor of love. What we do is we curate artworks. We find these treasures of beautiful artworks that then we actually get the rights to print from the artist. Okay. So the artist becomes a collaborator or a partner in his work, and we get exclusive printing rights, and we transform the work into different creations. So not only, yes, silks and different fabrics, cashmere and cotton, and so on, but also on paper, on homeware, accessories, things that I can tell you, the artists, whenever they see their creations being transformed, they're as excited as we are in Aneda. Honestly, it's magic, like you said, that transformation, because they have that medium, right, the canvas, and that's where they're brilliant at. But sometimes when you see your work presented in such a beautiful context, which is, like an ornament or like an apparel, and you see someone, walking graciously with it, I want to say, and beautiful with it, it gives a certain feeling. It's so funny when I'm walking in the street or attending any event and I see people wearing a neda, and I walk and give them a compliment, and I tell them, oh, this is so beautiful what you're wearing. And then they tell me, oh, it's a Bahraini designer. And
Okay, I'm sure you'll not find many like that, though, isn't it?
How?
You'll find many because
We do. So it depends on the event and the place that I go to.
exactly.
So sometimes, let's say, for example, an important event like Formula One, And I count, you know, because then if it's an event where you dress up for, correct? So people will come and dressed up. Or Jewelry Arabia. I one time I was sitting, you know, I was present at Jewelry Arabia, and I think I counted 6 of our, like, you know, signature abayas there in different artworks. So 6 different women in 6 different artwork abayas, but they all looked so glamorous. I keep saying that Neda is a brand not for someone who's shy, because it will start a conversation. It will attract people's eyes. So when someone is wearing a Neda, they'll feel, oh wow, what is, you know, I'm curious. I would like to, you know, ask what's going on here. So,
Yeah, that sounds very bold. Yeah, you become you come under light. Right?
yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
Yeah, that's. I think that's what we look forward to when you buy something. Though you use the word shy, but then I think each one of us as women, we go and pick something of our choice, thinking that it would suit us.
Correct,
isn't it?
correct.
And we want people to notice it.
Yes.
So-
Most women. Some
Yeah.
people like to, you know, to be understated. I mean, it's a personal choice. You choose. There are days when you want to be, you know,
Yeah.
the star of the. You want to be the star, and some days you just want to be reclusive. So that's what you choose when you choose what to wear and how to present yourself, and the event you're going to. So for sure, jewelry. Yani people give me these. When I talk to people, they give me these different impressions. Sometimes I have conversations with women in Saudi, and she says, you know, individual, she said, Nadia, you know, every time I see a beautiful abaya and I go ask, it's one of yours. It catches my eye. And the reason is, although it's very simple, there is something very beautiful in the artwork, in the way it drapes, and gives that, you know, that attraction.
Yes, yeah, that aura, that's very much needed. And I think that also gives a sense of confidence.
Yeah.
Well, I can personally relate because I own two.
Yes.
There's a sense of confidence
For sure.
because it's not very heavy and it's light and it's free flowing and there's a beauty to it. And I think that comes from your brain within the brain because you said you have an oil and gas background.
Yeah.
And from there turning to such creative and artistic side, isn't it? Somewhere deep within you there is art.
Exactly.
Do you draw? Do you paint?
So I do paint, and that's how it started. But then I wanted to transform the art of, you know, professional artists who actually paint for a living. But I think this wonder or beauty comes because I'm very clear about our purpose in Neda. We have 3 things that we are very adamant about, and that when we create, we consider these things. So happiness through art. So every artwork we choose is something that, you know, will give you happiness. The second thing is that we would love to create a great gifting experience. So when we first started the brand, and I say we because my sister is my partner as well, Noor, we wanted it to be a gift. It's a gift for you, a gift for someone else, because I mean, I love to get it. Even when I buy for myself, I like to feel that experience of a gift. And that's why when you get you get anything from Neda, it's designed as a gift. And the third thing is to create a quick and excellent style element so that in a second, you can be transformed when you're wearing a Neda, and that you feel good about yourself because of this quick style solution that we're giving.
So are you wearing, I'm sure that's...
Always. I'm always in a Neda.
Okay.
It's actually, when we create, I think the #1 customer, and I'm a very tough customer, by the way.
Okay.
I'm a very tough shopper. So when I like something, then I feel it's good enough to give other people. I'm wearing something actually for Simple Creations. This is something we call a silk belt, but I was in love with it with a matching padded headband. Actually, both of them are new collection. And this is an artwork called As-Salam by artist Abbas Al-Musawi.
Okay.
Which is,
Abbas Al-Musawi,
yes,
yeah.
Al-Salam, As-Salam. So it's peace. And it's something that we launched this year. But because it's our 10th year in Nada, it was an artwork that we introduced in year 3 probably, but it was only in scarves at the time. However, now we've made fabrics, we've made apparel, we've made more accessories in the same artwork.
So what would be like one set for a woman that you would create with the same piece of design? Like a scarf, a padded headband maybe?
So if I would go to the top, right, the maximum, I would say our signature abaya. It's a piece of art. I mean, it's reversible. You can wear it either from the art side or from the solid side and have a peak of art show. And then, of course, with a matching headband, because I feel that, we need a head accessory. We don't wear hats in this region. We either wear a hijab or a headband. So I think that you need that extra glamour. Sometimes you can add a scarf. I like extra. Again, I know it's understated today, but I like extra, right? And but sometimes you need to just balance that extra, right?
Yeah.
We've done a collection of footwear as well, so it can be with a matching sandal, etc. So there are different accessories, little accessories for the arm. And we try to make something for everybody, whether it's in our small accessories, whether it's in our, apparel or scarves. There's something in that range that I feel that can, everybody can have a piece of.
Right. From which, how much are you involved into your creations? Like right from the beginning till the end?
Very involved. I'm very, very involved. As a matter of fact. So you asked me earlier, how do we find the artwork,
the
right?
designs, yeah.
So today we have over 25 artists from Bahrain and from the region. Like Sheikh Rashid Al Khalifa, he's a very, the head of Bahrain Art Society, or one of the founders of Bahrain Art Society. Abbas Al Musawi, Ibrahim Bousaad, Abdullah Al Arab, Mayas Al Suwaidi, Maryam Fakhro, Faiq Al Hassan. I mean, there are so many artists that, I would love to name all of them. And there are these moments when, I get, so I'll get an update of their collections. Or sometimes we discover somebody new, right, where it's fun. I had a situation where I discovered a daughter of an artist, but she's still in college, or she was in college at the time when we selected her artwork. And it's one of my favorites, right? It's so they can be young, they can be mature. We'll not say old, right? So mature, it doesn't matter the age. It's just how the art attracts us. What does the art make us feel? Does it stir something in us? Does it make us feel something? So that is number one, right? And then we look at the fashion trends, which come out a year and a half ahead in the fashion calendar, and we take that into consideration. Although I would say that whatever we choose is almost classic, right? So I feel like I can wear this anytime, anywhere, any season. It's just how you put everything together. And then we create a sample set. So, and actually, we start with 70 artworks in the collection. Then we narrow down until we end up with 10 artworks. Then we even narrow them down to 5 or 4, depending on the size of the, the size of the collection we want to create. And that's really the selection process. I am part of, every
nitty-gritty.
Yeah,
right. Okay.
But I'm more, I would say, the visionary. When it comes to production, then my sister and my partner Noor, who heads the operation part. So I'll come, I'll have that vision, the dream. How should the shape be? What should we do next, right? And then so for example, I'll share with her, Noor, maybe we need a new design of headbands. Maybe we need to try these padded headbands. And what she'll do is she'll go and she'll experiment until she finds the right shape that the market would love, that our customers would like and appreciate. I know we're talking a lot about fashion, but it's an exciting, it's an exciting prospect is when you give people something they didn't know they wanted. When you give your customers and clients something that will give them happiness, that will give them joy and pleasure, and that feeling that we intended for them.
Great. So those who joined us now, that is Nada Alawi, creative director and founder of Nada, join us this evening on BIZTALK. Let's take a short break.
All your favorite products under one roof in Bahrain. At 27-year-old Megamart and Macromart. Bakery. Fresh meat and fish. Fruits and vegetables. Sweets and snacks, ready-to-eat foods. Dairy products, grocery or consumer goods. To have a wonderful shopping experience, please visit your nearest Megamart Macromart branch. Megamart and Macromart, full of goodness.
Every piece of jewelry tells a story. Its raw beauty speaks of its natural origins. The brilliant design speaks of unparalleled craftsmanship. Its elegance evokes the passion and energy of those who wear it. At Al Siraj Jewelry, our story, our pride.
Welcome back to BIZTALK from BMC Global Live, and we have with us this evening the beautiful Nada Alawi. Nada, that was pristine art that we were listening to in the first segment. Now let's go into a little more hardcore things.
Sure.
The heart of the issue, which is the pandemic. I don't think any discussion is complete these days without a mention to the uninvited guest.
It's our reality, unfortunately.
That's a reality, yes. Well, you are into an industry which is luxury,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yes.
And the past year and this year, we have seen the first thing people wanted to strike off was luxury, isn't it? So how do you assess, not only for you, speak to me about the fraternity that you represent. How were you impacted and how innovative were you? Because everybody proved themselves innovative. They found ways, like one such as this platform that we are sitting and doing things. How did you manage it?
So I would say that, yes, we are in the, I would put us in the affordable luxury category, but I would say we're also in the business of happiness, which is something we much needed during this pandemic. There's a beautiful poetry, I don't know if I can say it in Arabic, but it's
Please do.
It's from a poet, his name is At-Tagharra'i, and he died in 536 in the Islamic calendar, right? He says, so I'll say it in Arabic and then I'll translate it. أعلل النفس بالآمال أراقبها ما أضيق العيش لولا فسحة الأمل. So it means that life is tough. I keep myself looking forward to hope. Life would be so tough without any hope. Okay? No, life would be so tough without that space of hope, actually.
Okay.
And I think beauty and art is what gives us that space of hope and happiness. And I think when we shifted our, mindset to feel that during this pandemic, what we will do is give people that space of hope and that space of beauty, I feel it gave us, a certain edge. That being said, for sure, retail industry was affected. I'm not going to sugarcoat it and say that it was not affected. For sure, it was affected. however, we pivoted a little bit in our business. There are areas in our business that we, I think, they took a smaller portion, but during the pandemic, I think they took a bigger portion in our creative space, I would say, which is the creation of special projects. We did a book for His Majesty. It was commissioned by the Royal Court. It was a beautiful poetry book. I know I'm saying a lot about poetry, but that's becoming my world in some sense.
I love it, yeah. That's my favorite genre of literature.
It is beautiful. And again, right now I'm reading just a beautiful poetry book just about love. And it's very interesting because it's not my first choice, but there's magic in poetry, and I must say that. Magic in the arts. And so we did a few special projects for several clients, and they helped us maintain in this period. And then also in our other activities, we became more creative. I keep telling my team that after this pandemic, we will all become diamonds because of all of this,
refining,
all of this stuff refining. Yes.
Okay, that's very positive way of looking at things.
We have to. We can't think of ourselves, and we can't just lay down and die, right? Like the song. It's. We need to remain brave. We need to remain strong, and we need to find opportunities, because even in a pandemic, there are opportunities. Even in a tough economic situation, there are opportunities. Like your platform, it came just during this pandemic, and even my company came in 2011. And I think when you create a company in a tough situation, it teaches you how to be, it teaches you how to operate, I think, with effort more than anything else.
Yes, of course. When it gets tough, the tough gets going.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. I'm glad that you did it. And yes, well, we must be thankful to this period. As you said, there are certain opportunities. Correct. Which I think the smart ones, the ones, those who are ready to roll up their sleeves and do the hard work, could.
And it's harder than usual.
Yes. But then it's rewarding, I believe, isn't it?
I mean, for sure. But it's patience, hard work, and not quitting, being tenacious.
Yes.
Keep on going. You fall, you get up again. It's not. People ask me, what are the challenges you face?
I was about to.
Right? And this is such a funny question. I laugh at this question because I always say the life of an entrepreneur or a business founder, it's not like we do money exchange, right? And it's like how much cash. No, it's like a reality show. Every day there's a new adventure, there's a new challenge, a new drama. But the way around it is to keep your head high, smile, find the good in everything, see the good in everything, and go on.
Right. Let me add a little more to that and ask you the next question. Yes. I know challenges, but then we can, maybe this is a cliche question, but still, being a woman, it adds a little more to that challenge. To every woman who has been on the seat, I've asked this question.
I agree,
the art of balancing, plus, the societal approach to, of course, Bahrain is one of those countries, thank God, women are out there in the business front with a lot of support, I must say. Yes. But still, there are challenges, isn't it? I'm sure you did not reach this position overnight and without any toil, as you rightly said. But how easy was this uphill journey, Nada?
So I don't think there's success without an uphill battle. I don't think anybody can, this overnight success is really a lot of work and a lot of learning, and you live your life differently when you run a business. I think it's how you dedicate your life, your whole existence to that business. So yes, you have to give something. I am grateful to be living in this country that encourages and celebrates women. I think as a leadership, His Majesty, the King, he is a big supporter of women. Her Majesty, Princess Sabika, is the person who's bringing that, those women into light and providing all these support programs. And also our government, and I want to give a word of thanks that our government during this pandemic time have supported the, the private sector in ways that helped us also to sustain. But as a woman, still there are some, I would say, some challenges because of societal programming. There are still these things. They want you to go out and show yourself, but you can't show yourself so much. You need to balance. You need to have a balancing act. You're a great leader, but then you also, the way you talk about your success, you can't over mention it. I mean, there are these stigmas, I would say. I'm a big feminist. I read all these books about feminism, and I guess that there are still these societal programmings that are diminishing slowly, I would say, and people are getting better, and men and women. Sometimes these rules are by women themselves on women, right? But it remains that because of the society programmings, there are some trust issues. And we as women need to show that, yes, we are trustworthy. Yes, even with our, gender, we are still entitled to the same opportunities as our male counterparts. Of course, there are, again, societal restrictions on how much you can, rub shoulders, I would say, with people in power, because let's face it, 90% plus, or why 90, even more, 98% of CEOs and strong people, decision makers are male, and the smaller part are women. Sometimes the upper management is all male, middle management are women. So when you need to have breakthroughs, it will happen, again, with both men and women. So how can you rub shoulders? You keep it professional, and you get that trust issue, I don't know if this makes sense, but
it does,
Yeah.
it does. And yeah, at the end of the day, it's not easy.
It's not. But again, I must say that, thank God, I mean, I'm fortunate and lucky. I have the education, I have the awareness about these issues, and I try to understand and check every situation, right? As women, we have this emotional intelligence. We try to measure, every situation, every person we meet. Sometimes as a woman, it gives you also some benefits and leverage in certain situations, but it's a balancing act.
Right. Okay, on that note, tell us about your family, Nada. Who is your main supporter in this whole?
All of them.
I'm sure you're busy, right? You have a plate full. And who is your?
So there's my mother, there's my brother, and there's my sister. And my dad, God rest his soul. But both my parents were very good supporters, and so are my siblings. Me and my siblings are actually friends. So my sister, she's my business partner as well. And they all love what we do in Neda. They're all fans. They all gift from Neda. They all wear Neda. My mother sometimes consider herself, our R&D, so she will make recommendations of what next should we make, and sometimes, she will encourage, I would say, certain marketing things, because she will tell her friends whenever we have anything special. Our family life is very nice. All our family is educated. We're the type that we like to lift each other. We're the type that lifts each other. How can we all be better? How can we all have a better, I would say, life experience? Enjoy our weekend. For example, yesterday, our family luncheon, or usually we do our Fridays family luncheons, where everybody comes and, gathers around our matriarch, who's the boss. She's the real boss. I'm her secretary. I am my mother's assistant, so she is, for sure, she's a matriarch. She's a very strong woman, and we learn a lot from her. But it's nice. It's nice. We have a lot of activities. We watch shows together. Especially at COVID now, your life is work and home and family and your personal interests.
Tell us about your schooling. I'm sure you did it in Bahrain.
Yes. So I went to public schools in Bahrain, from primary, middle school, and high school. And then I begged my father to let me go study in the US, and he was so against it. But I think the universe, I don't know.
Conspires.
Yeah, it conspired for me. I wanted to go so bad, and then one day there were a series of fortunate events that inspired him, and so I went to study in Houston, Texas, in the United States.
Right.
And I did my undergraduate in information systems, and then I got my graduate degree, and I got an MBA.
Right, all from the US.
All from the United States.
Okay,
yes.
okay. So that's one great family by the support.
Yes.
How do you, as a woman, speak on the role of family in terms of business women? You know,
it's very important because you need a support system at the end of it.
Correct.
At the end of the
Yeah.
day, you're whether you're a woman, whether you're a man, without support, without cheerleaders, because in a way, when you run a business, you're your own cheerleader, and you want your family to also support that, right? Because there are times that will be challenging, and you want people who will lift you, who will tell you something, something nice, who will cheer you up. And for sure, family plays a big role there. So they're my cheerleaders, I would say.
right. That is Nada Alawi, the founder and creative director of Another, as Rumi would put in, the art of madness. Let's explore more after this break.
Lulu International Exchange, the world leader in money transfer, brings you the Lulu Money app that lets you transfer money quickly and easily. Download the Lulu Money app from the Play Store or App Store. Register using your mobile number and CPR ID. If you are a new customer, visit the nearest Lulu International Exchange branch and complete the registration to activate the app. Money, whenever. Download the Lulu Money app.
Welcome back to BIZTALK from BMC Global Live, and this evening with me is Nada Alawi. Nada, we come to the last segment of the show, and let's get into a little bit of discussion on the business scenario as such. Though we discussed COVID, leaving aside COVID, the business scenario as such in Bahrain and the larger GCC, especially your brand, has now reached, or it has gone out of Bahrain, isn't
Correct,
it? It features in the US, in many key
Prominent
places,
cities,
prominent
yes,
cities and
yes,
places,
yes.
I think in New York.
So yes, we actually are featured in a museum in New York City, and in several
Abu Dhabi as well.
Correct, the Louvre, the Presidential Palace.
the palace.
So we do special work for museums. Sometimes we present special collections. Sometimes they choose from our retail collection because it's still very special and very, it's proper, beautiful art that represent the region.
So what I want to ask you here is, like, how easy did you find this going out? Like, you created this, or you started it in Bahrain, and it grew in Bahrain. Yeah. And there would be many entrepreneurs out there who would be wanting to hear from you. Like, how was this journey? So how can you take your brand a step ahead?
See, I don't want to give anybody a false sense about the word easy. You know,
Yeah.
it just needs to be done, right? It's about putting a plan, setting targets, and then going forward. Nothing happens by coincidence. Nothing happens without work. So even if somebody tells you, "Oh, why don't you bring, you know, your products and put them in our location?" So without proper logistics, without proper planning, selection, display, presentation. So it's. Have you seen this? Basically, it was shared a lot on social media that people perceive success is from point A
Yes,
to point B.
yes.
But the reality is, it goes from point A and then goes
So
through
many
this
things,
look
yeah.
and then to point B, and that's the truth. There is no simple way for success, but from a perspective and from a mind standpoint, it's important that we think of how to eat the elephant piece by piece, right? We need to have that perspective, but also to understand that that journey is not also straightforward. It's very multi-layered. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of conversations until we get that end, you know, result. There's a whole journey into it, and we need to accept that. We need to acknowledge that's going to happen, but also work for it, you know, and understand that there's, you know, a journey around it. It's not only about creating a great product. It's also, you know, having great raw materials. It's having great communication. It's having great distribution for actually everything, for all the stars to align, right?
Right, right. What's new? What are your new plans?
So we just launched a new collection of headbands. That's why I'm so happy wearing them. And we launched new face masks.
Okay.
I love our products. Again, I become obsessed with them. And I love that my team is also obsessed. Whenever we're creating, we're also excited. But we're thinking from a different point of view, also business-wise. We're franchising Neda. So our dream is to have many stores and boutiques around the world. And, you know, in cities where people want and get excited about art. It gives them joy, it gives them happiness. So we are looking to opening more boutiques of Neda and showing our art, showing the art of that city, you know, and just spreading that happiness more.
All right, great. Now, Nada, that was a beautiful evening, and I would say that was poetry-like.
It is, it is. That's how I like to think and how to live my life.
And I really enjoyed the conversation. Can I have your final comments, please?
What I want to say to, you know, to anybody, sometimes a word is like a seed that that is planted in our heart and can inspire us. There's a reality to business that it's hard work. That's something that, you know, yes, there's a certain, you know, glamour part, but it's not a straightforward. It comes after a lot of hard work, tenacity, and, you know, patience. And I just keep saying to people, plan, prepare, and take action.
Right. And we at the BMC are very happy to have you. Any word to the BMC team?
It's important to have such platforms to communicate these messages and inspire people, especially youth. And actually inspire anybody, because all of us need inspiration. There are these moments in everyone's day that, you know, you just need to pick me up, and sometimes one word can do that to you.
Yeah.
And to have a platform such as yours, I think is important because it helps spread the word.
Great. Thank you very much, Nada.
It's my pleasure.
As we read from Keats, a thing of beauty is a joy forever. And that's exactly what Nada Alawi portrayed to us about her brand, Nada. And that was a lot of inspiration, creativity at its core. That was a beautiful evening. Thanking once again, Nada, from BMC Global Live. Until we meet next week with yet another guest, this is Rajiv Unikrishnan signing off. So Nada, thank you for taking your time. We have with us Francis, the chairman, and Praveen, the media head of BMC, with a small memento for you.
All your favorite products under one roof in Bahrain. At 27-year-old Megamart and Macromart. Bakery, fresh meat and fish, fruits and vegetables, sweets and snacks, ready-to-eat foods, dairy products, grocery or consumer goods. To have a wonderful shopping experience, please visit your nearest Megamart Macromart branch. Megamart and Macromart, full of goodness.
Every piece of jewelry tells a story. Its raw beauty speaks of its natural origins. The brilliant design speaks of unparalleled craftsmanship. Its elegance evokes the passion and energy of those who wear it. With our stunning collection of fine jewelry, gemstones, pearls and diamonds, fine pieces in timeless designs and unspoken elegance. Al Siraj Jewelry. Our story, our pride.
വിഷമിക്കണ്ട, എല്ലാം ശരിയാവും.
ലുലു മണി സ്നേഹപൂർവ്വം.
The exclusive franchisee of Cochin Kala Bhavan in Bahrain. With over a decade of existence in Bahrain, exclusive online regular classes have started for classical dances, music vocal, instrumental music, cinematic dance, Kathak, Zumba body fitness, karate and yoga, drawing, arts and craft, children's theatre. For more information, please call 3909-6845, 3909-4806, 3885-2397, or visit www.bahrainmediacity.com. iMac, Cochin Kala Bhavan. Since 2006, Magnum Imprint have been offering high standards of quality with our professional team that delivers all your advertising and promotional requirements efficiently and promptly. Right from flyers, billboards, business cards, corporate gifts, and all your branding needs. At Magnum Imprint, we undertake laser cutting and CNC jobs. We ensure total product satisfaction at affordable rates. Magnum Imprint, your one-stop destination for all your designing and printing needs. Magnum Imprints, helping your business grow. For more details, please contact 39887088 or 33856330 or 33542530 or visit us at www.magnumimprint.com.